Donatella! Hi. So you voted, and you voted for the Donatella Milan look. And so I listened. Ta-da! If you want to see how I created this look, then keep watching. If you don't want to see it, then you should probably go somewhere else. Hello, all right, so you have chosen the Donatella, I do air quotes, but it is really the Donatella Milan look. The look from when we went to dinner at Gianni's apartment in Milan and made Gaga look like Donatella. So let's go. So you would probably think to do the eye and then the skin, but in this particular case, and in most cases, when working in situations like this, we arrived with a different makeup look, and so I was really doing a new eye over the existing makeup. So with that in mind, I'm gonna kind of do something similar to what I did on that actual day and just put a light base on and then move on to the eye. So I'm gonna just mix a couple foundation colors together as I always do. I know it's annoying, but this is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in number 2. It's a little sample. It's nice to get little samples so you can see what you like. This is the Tom Ford Traceless Foundation. I do love this. In number 2, Pale Dune. I was using this a lot then as well. I have this in a lot of colors, but a lot of them are far too dark for me. So let's just start with that. See if that's still too dark. I'm adding the Armani, by the way, to try to lighten it up a bit because a lot of these foundations I have are too dark for my fair skin. So I've already moisturized and done a little prep, skin prep I did live with you on TikTok. If you were not there, I did a face mask and some lymphatic drainage, a little facial massage. Just gonna get that in. And as I always do, I like to save the excess on the brush for touch-ups so that we don't have to like remix this later, and your brush always has more on it that's like just enough to touch up. So since the under eyes are undoubtedly gonna get a little messy when we do the eye makeup, I'm gonna just leave that on that brush for later. Use this brush. This is an Artis brush, and I do like these big kind of flat heads to get the foundation in really beautiful. They buff really well. All right, so that is lovely. So that's enough of a base for now. And by the way, thanks to all of you, we got monetized on YouTube finally, so thank you so much. And keep watching those videos, just like stream them in the background at your house. To begin this beautiful big eye look, I'm gonna prime my lids. This is the e.l.f. primer, just at the drugstore. Very cheap, like me. And just get this on there. Don't be shy with it, but also don't make it like, you know, too heavy where it's like creasing. This stuff doesn't really go on too heavy though. It's not like a Shape Tape, but I do like to use Shape Tape to prep my lids sometimes. Makes a good prepper. All right, I'm gonna get this clear brow mascara and just get my brows groomed up and out of the way. And this is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I do find this works extremely well. So most of this smoky eye scenario was done with shades of brown shadows and a black pencil. You ask me often about blending eyeshadows and what's the best way to do it. And really, you have to just find a way that works for you. Find the brushes that work for you, etc. But I'll show you how I like to do it. I do think that a lot of natural hair brushes do, unfortunately, work the best. Unpopular opinion. I usually use Smolder from MAC for this, but I'm here to prove to you that almost any black liner will do. So let's try a few of these little suckers. All right, so this is the Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Coal Iconic, I can read, I promise. Iconic liquid eye pencil. So let's see how well she blends. So for a look like this, we're going for, we're really going for Donatella's look. That's what we're going for. So you can start however is easiest for you. I'm gonna start down here on the bottom and start waterlining. And then I'm gonna start putting some liner in the water, like not the waterline, but like in the lashes on the top. Then I'm gonna take a brush, like this little guy by Savelo, and just start blending it out and up. So like we're going for a beautiful shape, and let the bottom kind of guide where the top is gonna go. And my eye conveniently just started watering. So I know a lot of makeup artists like to use a pencil to like fill up the whole lid. And you can do that as well. I don't know, I just do things how I do them. So I'm using that bottom lash line to tell me where I'm going, if that makes sense. So I was using this brush. I'm gonna switch to him. Perfect. This is by Lavish. Who knew? So I am noticing that when you blend out this particular pencil, it does turn kind of brown, which is fine because that is kind of what we were going for. But at some point we are gonna need a super black one. So then we're gonna take a fluffier guy like him and just blend this out. And I don't want it to come up past the lid or the crease. It's a double-ended stila. You know I love a dual purpose. And just be blending up and out. Just want to get like the shape in place. It's mostly focused on this outer edge, not so much on the inside. That's what kind of creates that, like, not like a wing, but kind of. I'm gonna switch to this NARS Black Moon eyeliner and see if this gives me a more of a blacker effect. And again, I'm going in the waterline and a little below, just like in the lashes. And then between the lashes on the top. And that waterline. And you can even start like creating a very casual wing, but nothing like intense. We're not gonna go like super wingy, it's more of a blendy. So just start building on that. Get a little more of that Black Moon. Hello. And just get that lash line real dark, but mostly on the edge, so that we're pulling the eyes like that. Okay, so we're just gonna like build upon this. I'm gonna start adding this to the other eye as well. Also using tons of pencil. Obviously I'm going to use some shadows, but you can create a smoky eye using mostly just pencil if you are in a situation where your client or yourself doesn't have the time for you to touch up the full foundation and you can't chance like a lot of fallout. it is a really good option. Just saying. So if you want to do like a quick change of like a full eye and you don't have a full shadow palette with you, but you want to do something dramatic, you can do a lot with just pencil and brushes. It's all about blending. Take your time, blend everything out, blend, blend, blend. This is the Black Moon again. And if you're like me, you'll have one eye that's like harder to keep still and closed, and that for me is my right eye. Blend, blend, blend. So I'm pretty sure it sounds like I said two contradicting things, that some people like to use a full pencil to do a smoky eye. What I was meaning to say is they like to, you know, go in real dark at first and blend it out. I feel like you can create a lot of color just by doing little bits and blending those out, and you don't have to like color on the whole lid, is I guess what I'm trying to say. It's like just these little amounts I'm doing here are giving me a very satisfying amount of color, in my opinion. Ooh la la la. And right about now it's looking messy, and that's kind of what you expect when in the middle of the blending process. So don't be frightened, my dear. If you're feeling like your eyes look is looking messy, that means you're mid-blend, and good for you. All right, so a little more pencil. As you can see, this was once very sharp when we began, and now it is not. So for this look, I used a lot of these little individual NARS shadows. I know, it seems crazy. Why didn't I have a palette? They were easy to travel with, okay? Get off my case. This one is Bengali. It's a deep dark brown, so whatever you have that is similar will be fine. And I used browns instead of blacks because I just like how the brown looks in an eye like this. I feel like it gives a little more dimension and brings out the eye color. That's just how I roll, okay? Just kind of like patting it in, giving that pencil something to adhere to. Because at this point, if you used a very blendable pencil, as I have, it will be no doubt a little sticky. A little more Bengali. So we're gonna go in and I'm gonna take this lighter one called Sophia. Looks like this. Just give it a little boot. So it doesn't make the lids like super dark and disappear, but it helps the colors blend together. And we'll take some of that Sophia on a clean brush under the eye. Mostly just on the outside. And go up like we did with the liner. On the outer corner and then into the crease, just on the outer corners. So like this, pull it up and out, and then make a little V with that outer corner, like that. We're gonna blend all this together, don't fear. Then we're gonna take a little bit of this gray that's called Lhasa. Tap onto that and put this here in the ball of the eye and use that to really get all the colors to join together in love. It just has this nice finish to it. It's so pretty. And it just looks pretty on like any eye color. And we'll take some of that on a little brushy brush, a little round head like that. And again, under the eye. Outer corner. Middle V. So we're just like layering shadows that are similar. Helping them join. So that the eye is like very dimensional. It's not just like one spooky eye. Yeah, mean. Now we're gonna take a little bit of this beautiful little broken one called Bali. Tap into him, but be very quiet, don't sneeze. And put a little bit of him out here. For this, I should really do this guy. Yeah, let's protect. Because he is broken and he will get everywhere. It's almost like using a loose pigment. Alright, so pretty. On the other eye. And look at that just coming together so nicely. So what I like to do at this point, in order to really get a good idea of where my eyes stand, is get into these brows. So for this one, GAGA has dark brows. So I just filled them in how they were. So for me, I'm gonna go with this MAC Bold Brunette Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set to darken what brows I do have. And just try to coat some hairs here. Oh, that was too much, so I'll go in there with a brush to fix that right up. So I use that to kind of fill in those little sparse areas. Now I'm gonna need a little more of that to even those out. So if you don't have super intense brows, you can still use these brow set products. Just use them with the brush like this, because they're waterproof. So let's use them anyways and set what we got and fill in what we don't got with something waterproof. All right, so that's how I'm gonna fill in my brows today, not with powders. So now that we got our brows, we're gonna finish the eyes. So we're gonna use this Urban Decay Perversion 24/7 liner. I should have sharpened it, but I didn't, so oh well. And just get a little thicker on the bottom. Just on the outside though, like that. And then on the top, we're gonna thicken this up. All right, we're gonna blend that into like a nice, beautiful fluid line. So this is a lip brush, but you know, do your thing. All right, let's get a little blendy brush. All right, now I'm gonna use a pencil that is not that's sharper than that to make a perfect nice little line. The actual final liner will happen after we place the lashes. Let me just put a little more gray on that lid. And a little more Sophia, just on the outer corner. Yeah, there she is. All right, so as always, we're gonna curl our lashes with the Chanel curler. The things we do for beauty. All right, then my voluminous L'Oreal primer. Oh, this is QVEEN Studio Dragon Lash. I don't know, guys, but I'm using it. I'm going in. The comb looks like this. And I did always use the L'Oreal mascara with the gold top. I think it's voluminous. I would suggest getting that mascara. It's affordable and it's a great mascara that a lot of makeup artists use. That's my mascara recommendation for the day. Come on, coat that primer. You got this. All right, I'm going back in with Bad Gal Bang by Benefit to get those lashes that won't coat. There we go. And we did do some bottom lashes. All right, so for this look and many others at the time, I used my custom lashes. And sometimes with very thick lashes such as these, I will just apply the glue directly to the lash because they do need a lot of glue. But that's more like if I'm doing a show look and the lashes need to stay on all night long. So these are the lashes I designed and had produced specifically for GAGA for the shows. So we'll give those a second, but not too many seconds, don't let me forget. We're gonna refresh the skin, so let's start with that. Gonna clean these up with our brush we used before that has a little foundation left on it. How convenient. And our other foundation brush. Just re-stipple some of that on. And look how fabulous. All right, let's check on these lashes. How you doing, lashes? All right, I'm gonna just apply them. YOLO. You always want to make sure your corners are glued down because that will give you that wonky eye look if they're not. Just gonna give a little spritz of this rose water setting spray. Really just because I'm very hot. We're gonna take this Makeup Forever brush in 250 straight. Yes, I'm gonna try a different brush. Gasp. And Point Black by MAC. I always forget what this product is called, but I'm sure you know. Put it on the back of my hand, like so. And I'm just gonna line the top lash line with this, which is actually quite difficult on yourself when you've just put on enormous lashes, so. And someone else, this is much easier to see what you're doing. Putting on a little lip stain just to get things popping over here. This is a Revlon lip tint. I'm into it. All right, so I will be using my magic concealers. And just a little touch up. We don't want the skin to look like thick. Just a little bit of that. That's the pink one, which is number H22. Now I'll take this little mini blender guy and just, you know the drill. Tap it in, brighten up those under eyes. Any places that might have gotten a little shadowy from the shadow. Ta-da! So once again, I've always been a big fan of draping for cheek contour. So my blush collection comes into hand here. And I was doing powders at this time, not creams. So first I'll take this Charlotte Tilbury brush and this airbrush Flawless Finish in Fair. Just a little. Now I want to do this on the cheeks, just such a light little touch of it, so that the blush doesn't grip unevenly onto the cheeks. Otherwise, if the skin has like a grip to it, then the blush can like cling to it. And a little bit of this KEVYN Central Skin Powder Foundation, just like really prep those cheeks really well. And get my blonde hair out of the way for this. Now I'll take this NARS number 6. And let's start today with this mystery girl. The label's worn off, but it's MAC. And just start contouring by buffing in circles. And I only bring it to like here. I don't bring it all the way forward. Fairly high on the cheeks, you want them to be lifted. Then we're gonna move to, I wanna say this is Melba. It's either Melba or Peaches. Some of the peachier ones, I might move a little bit higher and closer. You want it like here on your cheek to lift. The contour ones you want like here. The cheekier ones you want here. I really don't know how else to explain it. You can always do a little dust over the nose, but I wasn't doing that because I wanted the face to look very snatched. This is Gilda by NARS. You can see my cheekbones are looking a little more sculpted. My wig is looking a little more wiggy because it's falling off. This is Smashbox Soft Lights Lens. I always use this. You can use this one higher because it's really subtle and beautiful. Okay, maybe this is Peaches. Yeah, this says Peaches. Okay, sorry. Sorry. See, now I have this beautiful glow that still looks like a contour. So now we're gonna take this Smooth Operator Tarte powder. That's gonna take my oils and my troubles away. I'm gonna use it on this brush. This is NARS number 3. And really get it in those places where I'm getting oily. And under the eyes for any fallout. This is a really good powder if you get oily, because it doesn't add any like texture or color, and it really does like soak up the oil because it has like clay in it or something. I don't really know. I don't work for them. Okay. Now, the lip. This lip was very natural, almost nude. Back to the BECCA stains. I know you hate me probably by now. This one I think is Fig. Because we love a lip that doesn't look like a lip. I mean, hello. Can you please bring these back before we start writing petitions and revolting? I mean, you can literally go as simple as that, and that's like where we were. This lip was not super contoured. I mean, we were having dinner. I wanted something that would stay, and this did the trick. You asked for it, you got it. This is the Donatella Milan makeup look, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you replicate it, do your own versions, tag me in your photos. Mimi Bella, love you.